People always said we had the perfect family. A loving husband, a beautiful little daughter, a peaceful home filled with laughter. Life wasn't perfect, but it was enough. There was only one problem. My mother-in-law had never accepted me. She smiled in front of others, but criticized me whenever we were alone. She often stared at my daughter and said strange things. She doesn't look like anyone in our family. At first, I ignored it. Children change as they grow. But the comments never stopped. Family dinners became uncomfortable. Every compliment about my daughter was followed by another suspicious remark. One afternoon, she looked directly at me and whispered. Some secrets always come out. I didn't understand what she meant. Until one day, my husband came home looking pale. He held an envelope in his trembling hands. I think you need to see this. Inside was a DNA test report. Someone had secretly tested our daughter. Without our permission. Without our knowledge. I couldn't believe it. But the biggest shock wasn't that the test existed. It was who had ordered it. My own mother-in-law. And she had no idea that the results were about to expose a secret she had hidden for decades. The next weekend, the entire family gathered at my mother-in-law's house. She looked confident, almost excited. When everyone sat down, she placed the DNA report on the table. I did this for my son, she announced. I wanted to know the truth. The room became silent. My heart pounded. She looked at me with satisfaction. I knew something wasn't right. Everyone stared at the report. Then my husband slowly picked it up. He read every page carefully. His expression didn't show anger, only confusion. Finally, he looked at his mother. The report confirms that she's my daughter. The room froze. My mother-in-law's smile disappeared. She grabbed the papers and read them again. The answer was clear. Our daughter was unquestionably part of the family. Her plan had failed, but before anyone could move on, the laboratory had included an additional note. A note no one expected. One sentence that changed everything. The note explained that during routine analysis, a rare genetic marker had been identified. It raised an unexpected question about family relationships. The laboratory recommended further testing to clarify the result. Everyone looked confused. My mother-in-law quickly tried to end the conversation. It means nothing, she insisted. It must be a mistake. But my husband couldn't ignore it. He arranged another test. This time, everyone agreed to participate. Days later, the results arrived. The entire family gathered again. No one spoke as the envelope was opened. My husband read the report. Then he looked at his mother. His hands were shaking. This says... He stopped. His voice almost disappeared. This says Dad isn't my biological father. The room became completely silent. The secret my mother-in-law had spent years hiding had revealed itself while she was trying to expose someone else. Tears filled my mother-in-law's eyes. For several minutes, she couldn't speak. Finally, she whispered, I never wanted anyone to know. Many years before her marriage, she had fallen in love with someone else. Circumstances forced them apart. Soon after, she married the man everyone believed was my husband's father. She carried the truth alone for decades. No one suspected. No one questioned her. Until she secretly ordered a DNA test. Trying to prove that I had betrayed the family, she accidentally uncovered her own hidden past. My father-in-law sat quietly. He looked hurt, but he didn't shout. He didn't accuse. He simply closed his eyes. Sometimes silence carries more pain than anger ever could. The family that had gathered to judge me was suddenly forced to face a completely different truth. For weeks, the family struggled to heal. My mother-in-law barely left her room. She couldn't stop blaming herself. She had started everything because of suspicion, because she believed secrets belonged only to other people. One afternoon, she came to my house. She stood at the door, unable to meet my eyes. I'm sorry, she whispered. I hurt you. I questioned your honesty. I even involved an innocent child. Tears rolled down her face. I looked at my daughter playing happily in the garden. She knew nothing about DNA tests, nothing about family arguments. She only knew love, and in that moment, I realized children deserve better than the fears adults create. I accepted the apology, not because the pain had disappeared, but because holding on to bitterness would only create another generation of hurt. Months later, our family slowly found peace again. Relationships were different, more honest, more careful. No one rushed to judge. No one assumed they knew the whole story. My mother-in-law became a different person. She spent more time with her granddaughter, no longer questioning whether she belonged. Instead, she simply loved her. One evening, she quietly told me, "I spent years protecting a secret, and in trying to expose yours, I exposed my own." I gently smiled. The truth has a way of finding the light. She nodded. From that day forward, our family learned a lesson none of us would ever forget. Trust is stronger than suspicion. Love is stronger than pride. And sometimes, the trap you set for someone else becomes the mirror that forces you to face yourself. Because the greatest secrets are often not the ones we discover in others, but the ones we've been hiding within ourselves all along.
Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new emotional story. Your support means more than words can say, and it helps us continue bringing these untold stories to life.